Hi, this is Ben Lowe from Tribal Labs, and today I'm going to give you a quick demo of our Strava app, which I've been building for the Windows Phone. It's a bit of a side project, so hasn't had that much time put into it, so you'll have to forgive the odd bug that's in there and the use of some strange icons. There's a more detailed description on our blog, which can be found at triballabs.net. So if we click on the icon here, we'll open the app up. So this is loading all the data out of the cache in isolated storage, so it's very quick load up time, doesn't have to go off the internet at all, so it's fine if you don't have mobile signal or no Wi-Fi. So we're listing all the rides that we have uploaded into Strava, just ordered by the date at the moment, showing just a standard ride information here with the bike and the average speed and that elevation. We're also showing an overview of the segment placings that we have, so overall, and just your own results here. So these four numbers are first places, second places, third places, and other placings. We have the option to be able to order as well, so you can order it by, say, the elevation here, so you can see which rides had the most elevation change on them. Those ones had lots of uplifting on ski lifts with my mountain bike, so they kind of look like they're quite a lot, but they're not quite so impressive as they might seem. Just do that back by order by date again. So we'll switch over and have a look at the segments. So this is showing all of the segments that we have here, rather than just the King of the Mountains like you currently get on the websites. So you're seeing all the different placings. The first number is your overall placing on the segment. The second one is how many other people have done it, which is capped 50 on the web server I'm using, so potentially it's more than 50 in each of those. Also showing the name of the segment and the other stats around the segment here, the gradient and elevation change, distance, and the climb category, and also showing how many seconds, minutes, seconds you are behind the King of the Mountains place as well within there. A little overview at the top here of how many first, seconds, thirds, and other placings that you currently have. Once again, we can apply an ordering to here. So if you just hold your finger down on there, then you can order by various other fit fields within here. So something like time behind is quite an interesting view, because then we hide all the King of the Mountains ones, but you're just showing all the other segments and how far you are behind each of those, which is quite interesting. Well, I think it is. We then have alerts, which I'll come back onto later on. And then we've got Segment Explorer, which is very similar to what you have on the Strava website, using a Bing Maps control here, but using the Open Cycle Maps images for the map content. So as you change the position or scroll, then it'll go off to the Strava API to bring back the segments for each of those. It's a little bit limited at the moment, but just shows that can be done. So we go to have a look at ride details. So if we have a look at this particular ride here, so we've already got the ride details back from the Strava API. In the background there, because I've not opened this one up before, it goes off and actually goes off to a Google API to bring back the elevation points for that route. So then we get a nice elevation profile here. Once again, we're using the Bing Maps control with the Open Cycle Map data in here. The data at the top here is just the same as what we had on the previous screen, with the overall results and my results for the segments and the other information. You'll notice that there's various different little colours on the elevation profile here, and they actually match onto the colours on the map here. It's a little bit confusing on the Open Cycle Map, because you've got some of the cycle routes, national cycle routes on here showing up with various red backgrounds, but there is a red line here that's showing the route that was completed. Well, it's actually a brown line showing the route is completed, and then I'm showing different colours based on for each segment. And the colour of it is dependent on what placing you are on that segment. So there's a couple of green ones on here, which means it was first place segment, but then there's yellow for, I think it's third place, and you get purples and reds and greens. So just a way of visualising where you stand in each of those segments and getting them overlaid onto the map as well. You can really see the benefit of using the Open Cycle Map data with all the contour lines that you get to see on here. It really gives it a sense of steepness for some of these climbs. We also show the list of the segments that were completed during this ride. So the overall placings and your own placing based on this ride. If we look at one of those, then you get the full leaderboard for that particular segment, and you can see what your results were for that segment as well. It also gives you another map there of each of the segments, so you can go and see where it starts and finishes. If we just head back to one of these other rides here, then you can see on here there's a few more different colours: greens, yellows, and purples, and the reds that's showing which placings I was in each of those segments. And it's much easier to see it on this one without the cycle routes to see where they are on the actual ride. So we'll go back to the start page here, and if you go back to the segments, you can easily drill into each of these segments as well to find out, see the leaderboards at that level as well, and with the maps, of course. So the other things we have here are these little buttons. The first one there will go and get new ride information. So if we click that, then it goes and gets some more data. You can see at the top here that it's pulling back all the different web services, and that the counter number that it was using was how many actual web service calls it's still got to make. Then it saves the cache, and it's updated all these values, and it should we get an alert here that says it's just added 4 new courses, rides, and there are a bunch of new segments that have been covered off by those rides. So we click OK. It's reordered all of this now. So I think this is still ordered by the time behind, so let's do it by placing again to get that back. And if we go back to the rides now, we've got a number of new rides at the top here. So if we go back to the alerts here, you can see that it keeps a log of all the new segments which have been completed, and when new courses have been added. And if you click on one of these segments, one of the alerts, it'll take you straight into the segment page and show the leaderboard and your results and the maps again. This middle button here will go off and bring back you all of the changes to your current placings. Because it's all up to date, I know that's not going to bring any back, so I'll just switch over to a little image here. So this is showing you on my screen capture off my real device of what you get to see when you've actually moved down. So basically this is when other people have uploaded rides, and it's shifting your positions on various segments. So you get a log here of each of the different changes that you have on each segment, and if you click on those, it takes you into the to the segment details, and you can see where you stand. The final button here is for finding new segments that weren't there when you first downloaded your route, but they might have been created since. So that'll go off and have a look through all of your ride history and find out if there's any new segments which you didn't already have. So that's a little overview of where we stand at the moment with this application. Like I said, it was just work in progress, so any comments would be great to hear. If you post them on the corresponding blog post over on tribalabs.net, that would be fantastic. And thank you very much for watching.